we talked about running back as one of our needs this offseason, especially with, Pacheco being on a 1-year deal now. No other running backs in the room. Carson Steele's technically a fullback. But the Chiefs went out and got Eli Mitchell from the 49ers. Barely played last year. He was pivotal for them 2 years ago before they signed or before they traded for CMC. He was the guy for them, and he got hurt. He was looking awesome for them. But yeah, signed him. I mean, this guy's a speed team. I think he ran a 4.3 40 coming out of Louisiana. Was he Louisiana or Louisiana Lafayette?
I think he's Louisiana.
Okay, Louisiana. All right. But nonetheless, this guy's great. Problem is, this guy can't stay healthy. I mean, I don't think he's played a full season in the league since he's been in the league so far. I will say it's interesting though, JD. Last time we had a running back who had some sauce was Jerick McKinnon, and also a 49ers guy. Bringing this guy from the 49ers as well. Both our additions today, both 49ers guys. So obviously we like something about the Niners team. But what do you make of this move? In my opinion, I think when we talked about signing a veteran, I thought we were going to bring back Kareem Hunt as a veteran, and we were going to draft a running back. I still think we draft a running back, but this is the veteran that we bring in to pair with Pacheco. But of course, both these guys, Pacheco and him, being on a 1-year deal, I still think we are going to go running back within rounds 2 to 4 in this draft coming up here. But what do you guys make about this move of signing Elijah Mitchell to a 1-year deal?
I mean, he's a solid back. I think I picked him up on fantasy, man. That joker can run the football. That's for sure. Like you said, the problem is he just can't stay healthy. Matter of fact, I think when CMC went down, he came in and he gave him a lot of fire. It was almost like, well, shoot, CMC, you stay off. You stay back there, okay? Because he was out there really just torturing the defenses. So we know he has ability. We do. There's no question about that. I don't think anybody could dispute the ability that he has. The question is, it's always about availability. So it ain't ability, it's availability is the issue. But I think he's a good addition to our running back room. Does that mean that, we won't draft a guy? No, it doesn't mean that at all. Does that mean, P-Ryan? Yeah, P-Ryan just got signed back with the Bengals. Went back home to where he's at, or at least one of the homes. And so, yeah. But I like his signing. I think he brings a lot here. Man. He's excited. He can catch the football. He can run, between the tackles. So the thing is, we just hope and pray, okay, Elijah, stay healthy. But he's going to give a lot to the room.
I think it's pretty low risk. It could be high reward. I think we want juice. And I think he's got juice. I was looking at his combine. He had a 99 athletics. This is just the combine score, not the RAS score. He was ranked number 1 for running backs for athletic score that year. So he's got juice. He can break one. I think that's what we're looking for. Again, I don't think this changes anything with looking at a running back in the early rounds. But again, I think it's low risk and it could be high reward. Just another guy that just to keep Pacheco running hard too, right? I mean, you have a stable of guys. I think you add a do-it-all type running back from this draft, and you have a good stable of backs.
My big issue is, I know everyone's talking about bringing Kareem Hunt back. Kelsey talked about in his show last week he wants Kareem Hunt to come back, and I would love to have Kareem Hunt back. But my issue is for this signing, which I love the signing, I think it's great, but it's the staying on the field. And the thing that we've had an issue with Pacheco is being reliable because he's been injury prone as well. And so you have a guy, Eli Mitchell, who's injury prone. You have Pacheco, who's getting dinged up every other week. And then you draft a rookie running back. So we're going to ask this rookie to be the guy, if they both are injured by week 5 of the season. That's why, I don't know how plausible it is, but because you see us signing Kareem Hunt and then also drafting a running back 2 and have four running backs on the roster. Could you see that as a possibility? Because we know with Kareem Hunt, he came back off the couch. He was getting 15 carries plus every week, and he was fine. Yes, he was dinged up. He was playing through it all. Whereas Eli Mitchell can't stay on the field. Pacheco has shown that can't be relied upon as far as being an every game guy because he's getting dinged up a lot. So, that's my thing. I'm just scared we sign Eli Mitchell and Pacheco, and they both go down. Then we're sitting in week 4, week 5, we're relying on this 4th-round running back or 3rd-round running back to be the guy, and it's kind of a lot to ask for a rook. I don't know what you guys think about that.
I think so. No, absolutely. I think you can still make that move because, like you said, it's not really a whole lot of money into Elijah Mitchell. It isn't. And so when you're sitting over here, I'm looking at Draft Sharks chance of injury in 2025. 90.9% is what they're saying. And they're just going through, his history, what they're banking on. As far as running backs, these knee injuries, hamstrings, strains to the groin, you name it. And so when a guy does have that history of being injured, you better have a contingency plan. And so if you're sitting there saying a long-term deal, right, if they're not willing to sign Pacheco to a long-term deal. Kareem Hunt, they said, was getting along in the 2. Elijah Mitchell is hurt. You better get a guy. You better have somebody in here. And so do you get somebody, like you said, in those rounds? And I really consider this, Marcus. And I'll just start kind of looking at it even more as guys I do want. But yeah, I think you probably need to go with somebody here that's going to be a bell cow. Somebody who's a 3-down back could do it all. That would be your, at least your target guy. Okay, we could have the little fast, jittery, get through guys, but sometimes you need a bell cow, a joker that could tote the rock, and be solid in doing that. And if we're talking about what Andy was saying, that yes, I've learned you need to run the football. Good, well done. You learned that. Get a guy here who could do that and do it effectively all the time. So everything is just not patchwork. But if we get somebody like Elijah Mitchell and he's doing a great job, he's on a 1-year deal, shoot, cool. You just do the running back up by committee. Pacheco, let him come in and get a little juice. Kareem, let him come and get a little taste. Shoot, if a rook comes in, he's ready, bring it in. May need to give him time. We thought the same thing with Derek Gore. We thought he was going to be a guy. We did all these different dudes we was bringing in, may not pan out. But that running back from UNC could be that guy, man. Shoot, you can't get, I don't know if we could get him, but we could get him now.
Yeah, that's top 20 we're looking at, top 25.
Maybe not. You don't know
you think he go top 20?
He might not.
Yeah, I see some experts have him and Genty going in the top 25.
American.
Well, he's beast, but
Yeah,
I'm a Kid Juddy guy over all those guys. So
O'Marion's pretty legit, man.
Absolutely.
O'Marion, come on, man. Over man.
You talking about? Yeah, I'd rather have Junkins in round 2 than O'Marion and having to trade up for him. Yeah, 100%.
Well, I could do that and say I'd rather have Giddens in round 4 or 5 than Juddy in round 2. We can keep playing that I'd rather have.
I told you the other day that I think Junkins is going to be the most successful running back of this class, fantasy wise.
Yeah, we ain't talking fantasy.
We talk about situation, man.
Yeah. We talking reality for one, okay? and 2, I think Junkins might be able to be there. Maybe that 4th round. He might be. We get 2 4th-round picks. He could be the other guy.
Yeah, not. He had a really good combine. Not anymore. I don't think anymore. If he struggled in the combine, I'd say that's a good shot at that.
Well, I'm just looking at the teams that need them. How many guys on the market? How many guys they have that are solid, that are playing and starting? I don't know that. I haven't done a deep dive. I'm just saying that sometimes people talk running backs going high, and then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, they fall.
Totally, especially in a deep-ass class like this one.
Absolutely.
Well, here's the thing. One of the guys they probably like a lot will most likely slip to a round they don't expect it. One of them will, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, if not one of these guys, one of the other ones. There's just so many. It's crazy. Caleb Johnson out of Iowa, he had a bad combine. If he slips late, man, you got there's a guy for you. Going back to Eli to kind of tie that in with him too. I don't agree with re-signing Hunt. I think Hunt's going back to the couch, and no one's going to call him until they have injuries in week 5. And if we do have injuries, like you said, I think we'll be able to call Kareem and he'll join us once again. I don't think we need to have him into the roster, take a space in training camp. I just don't think we have to do that. To have him as insurance, I don't think we need to do that. And I don't think you want to have Hunt running all season. The reason why Hunt looked halfway decent at the end of last year is because he wasn't running like that all season for us. He was on the couch resting. I don't think you want to have Hunt running like that all year. I think he won't be as good to you at the end of the year if you do that.
I don't know. You're a refreshed Hunt who went to camp and isn't conditioned. I think that would be much more beneficial.
Listen, look, that one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to leave him on the couch somewhere and then try to call him and try to get into shape. So
why? It looked pretty good last year.
Well, it got later, but at the first he was only getting 2-point yards and stuff like that. If you start him early, where he's under the thumb of the trainers, nutritionists, and all those different things. And here's the thing, though, Tage, as an older guy, this is what you do. You make sure he's not taking all the punishment during camp, but you keep him around. Like that. That's what you do. You manage how many times he's running the camp. You don't wear his legs down, but he's still running around with the guys. He's still being a part of everything. I think you put him in there to challenge like an Elijah Mitchell, just in case he does get hurt. Absolutely, keep a guy
he
like
can go to camp. I don't think he comes after camp. We can get him. We can whip him into shape and then send him back to the couch.
Oh no, man! Hey, look, man! I got my money on Kareem Hunt, and I think they like him. The team likes him. It would be probably in his best interest that like Sasha says, a full camp with him, just getting in shape. Hey, take all the don't put him in a whole lot of getting hit. He's going to be fine, but you want him in shape. So when it starts out, that Joker's a monster. Okay, so all that getting into shape and all those different things, you know it. You see it every single day. You see it every day. I would want that. I know I would. As a coach, absolutely. If I got a guy that was coming in talking about eat, he was getting 1 or 2 yards, that without a doubt, he was toward the end better than Pacheco. So why would I have a guy in here who wasn't better than Kareem Hunt and let him be the guy when Kareem Hunt was your bell cow. He was the one getting the yards and stuff like that for us. I'm going with him.
He wasn't doing much with it towards the end of the season, but yeah, I mean, sure.
He looked more explosive than Pacheco
Absolutely.
did.
Yeah, but by the same token, you could say Pacheco's legs were under him either. So I mean, we're getting that excuse to Hunt, but not to Pacheco off of an injury. That's not fair.
No. Look. Pacheco came in, gave him some time to get himself ready, right? Kareem Hunt, like I said, started getting back in shape. He looked better than Pacheco. The thing is, because of his durability, because of his size, we know that he was able to get that 1 or 2 yards. I want a guy that's going to be able to get you those yards. Somebody you sitting over saying, well, are we going to rely on Carson Steele to do that for the 1 yard? I don't think Marcus agrees with that. I don't know if you agree with that either. What I do know is this Joker that's been around, who's been running, I want to hand it off to Kareem Hunt.
I know that if we draft a guy in the first 4 rounds, you don't need Hunt at that point. I don't think you need. I mean, that guy's probably gonna be your guy by midseason.
Man, you let him prove it. This is what training camp is all about, man. Look, we could get a guy here all day, but until he shows and we know for a fact that he is that guy, hey man, I don't want to go on what you just did in college. This is a whole different realm. And so when we sit there looking at guys on film in college, all looks good. You get in here with the big boys, right? And we learned that with King Suma. King Suma, oh man, he's looking good. Next thing you know, it's like sitting over there. He's holding.
Yeah. I don't want to just give it to him. I'm talking about midseason.
Right, but I'm just saying.
That's assuming he takes the job. You know what I mean? He takes it and makes it.
That's the point. My point is that's why you bring in a Kareem Hunt. So to say if the guy's not ready, if he hasn't made the transition, we don't want a guy that's still bouncing around, still what's the name had to learn patience. Pacheco had to learn patience. He didn't learn that the first year. You know what I'm saying?
Kareem Hunt pretty much took off as a rookie. We gave that job to him real fast.
He did. Absolutely. He did. But I'm talking about the ones that's on the roster.
Yeah. So what round was Kareem? 3rd?
Yes.
Yeah. Kareem Hunt was a 3rd round pick.
That's why he was able to come in and just take that job.
Yeah, but when he came in, he still had to prove it. But I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people didn't know who Kareem Hunt was. I knew who he was because he played with my best friends, the quarterback up there in Toledo. I went up there, I watched the games. I watched Kareem Hunt play. I knew who Kareem Hunt was. I'm just like, man, if teams could get him and they don't know too much about him, they're going to get somebody here. A guy that had balance, who could get those yards. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And so I'm saying with a guy that is like a veteran guy that you could rely on, that you could definitely get in shape, and you keep him here, he ain't going to cost you a whole lot of money. That's another thing. He ain't costing no money. It ain't like he's getting $8 million a year. You have bodies. Camp, you have bodies. And so a young guy, if he's learning, he can learn from a Kareem Hunt. He can see, maybe some of the things as far as patience. I think it's good for the team. Now, look, if you don't make it, then that's just competition. That's just what it is. But
I don't want to get the cart in front of the horse.
Huh?
I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, but if we have a back we draft in the 3rd round and friggin' Pacheco and Kareem Hunt are getting like 9 carries for their 27 yards a game, I'm going to be pissed off, dude. Like, that's not – we need juice. We need juice bad. And we've seen what Hunt can pretty much give us. He's not going to do much better than what he did last year. We've seen the best of Pacheco pretty much at this point. So if we do invest a high pick into a guy who we want to be the guy, clearly 3rd round's a high pick, or even our 4th is pretty high for a running back. If you have 15 guys in the stable, how is he ever going to take the job anyway? Off what, 4 carries a game? We don't run the ball that much, JD. That's the problem.
I know, but we talking about just the 4 guys. If you draft a dude, you got Pacheco, you got Elijah Moore. We don't know how Elijah Moore is going to do. If he's sitting over there saying that he's going to have a re-injury rate of 90%, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, we can't just live with that. I'm not going to do it as a coach. I'm not going to just sit back and say, okay, we're going to hope and pray Elijah Moore is going to be able to make it after all these injuries he's had to endure, right? So why not bring in a Kareem Hunt? It's not really costing anything. Heck, we was doing it last year. You always bring about 4 guys in, 4 or 5. The competition is good.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
So you want a young guy to be able to ascend, and if he is that guy to ascend to that point, man, by all means, sure, take it over. No doubt about it. But I'm just saying we don't know it until he actually gets in the game to show that thing, right? If he shows it in the game, by all means, you got a blessing. Move forward. We're going to move him forward anyway because he's earned that spot. But if he's still a little bit behind, he still ain't quite got that transition. We got guys that we know are proven, like a Kareem Hunt, like a Pacheco and Elijah Moore, if they're able to do that. So, and the thing is, Tej, we had that guy for the long haul, right? We're talking about big picture here. So, first year, we don't have to necessarily have him. 2nd, 3rd, 4th year, yes, we still got him, right? If he becomes that guy, become that guy. We just want him to develop. This is the developmental phase that people come in here. So,
but it's about opportunity, especially for running backs. You know what I mean?
I get it. I get it. The thing is, like you said, Pacheco might not be here next year. They ain't going to do a long-term deal. Elijah Moore's on a 1-year deal, right? Yeah. Kareem Hunt. So who else are you looking for? So he can't be the only guy in the stable. You'd have a guy that's going to be able to come in here. Like I said, if for Kareem Hunt, those 2 and 3 yards won us games. It got us games.
Yeah.
It don't look pretty. It don't. You know what he did, though? He kept getting first downs for us when we needed it.
Yeah.
When our line wasn't blocking great up front, he made them look better. Better.
Quite frankly, this Eli Mitchell contract up to $3.5 million. I don't know the details of it, but like this kind of reminds me. You guys probably remember this a couple of years ago. Remember offseason, we already had CH in the roster. We signed Ronald Jones. Ronald Jones, they got cut. Right, he was part of the training camp cuts. We brought him to our practice squad. We pulled him up later on the season. Then we cut him in mid-October that year. So like,
yeah.
It was a very similar contract to that, where it's like, oh man, he should make the team, but then he didn't actually make the team. And you bring Kareem Hunt in, you let them all, and you draft a running back, you let them all compete. Eli Mitchell could very well not make the team when we get that 53-man roster with a contract like this. So
man, totally. And Elijah Moore ran a 4.3, however long ago it was. That joke ain't no 4.3 right now. He just not.
Oh, that wasn't that. That was like 3 years ago. That's not that long ago.
Hey man,
a lot of injuries since then.
Hey man, listen. At the knee surgery, I'm gonna tell you, I ran a 4.47 when I came out. After 2 knee surgeries, I was a different guy. I had to switch to now. All of a sudden, I'm not stretching the defense. You look at my film when I was in Philly, stretching the defense, out running safeties, and all different things, to when I got to Kansas City, that wouldn't necessarily have to be my role. My role now something was folding up defensive end and linebackers.
Mhm.
I did a hell of a job of doing that. But the thing is, I wasn't the same guy I was at 4-4-7. I wasn't out running safeties like that anymore. I was running over them and giving them forearms and stuff. That's what I was doing. And they hated to see that. But back in the day, I'd outrun them all day. It wasn't even a point because I knew I could do it. So there's a reality in things as far as dealing with injury. It is. Sure. I'm sorry. I had to deal with it. I had to deal with the reality I wasn't a 4-4-7 guy anymore, or 4-5. So, but
getting a contract like this isn't a lock to be on the starting, be on the active 53. So that's what it tells you. It's up to $3.5 million. It's not like his base is $3.5 million. No, it's up to 3.5. So we don't know what the details of that are. So if he proves he can stay healthy and make the 53 man, then we're talking about that. But and also to the earlier point, Kareem Hunt was the backup running back when drafted. He had to go through training camp being behind Spencer Ware. And with CJ Spiller and Charkandrick West getting reps behind him. So he had to take the job from Spencer Ware.
But he took it in training camp. He didn't take it by week 10.
No, he took it in training camp, but I mean, he was listed as the backup. But you said they gave it to him.
They didn't make him work in the season by splitting 3 carries for each of them.
No, I was just saying, but you said they drafted him. He was the guy. He wasn't the guy.
No. But he was the guy all season.
Yeah, but he took the job from Spencer Ware and
took the job in training camp.
And CJ Spiller were behind him.
No, I know, but like that's not really. I mean, two weeks of working for it. I mean, come on now. Like we didn't split 5 carries a game between him and 5 guys all season and make him like prove during the season. I'm saying if a guy looks better in training camp, he's our guy.
No, I was just saying he wasn't
anymore. Is what I'm saying.
Right, I was just saying he wasn't drafted and the guy like he.
But that's why I said Kareem Hunt can go into training camp. Doesn't mean he's coming out of training camp. That's what I meant. Like,
and my point is the same with Eli Mitchell here as well.
Absolutely right.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Look, if we draft a top prospect, I mean, let's say top 7 running back. You got to remember this is a deep running back draft. The 7th best running back in a deep running back draft is like around a top 3 to 4 running back in a normal draft. So if you're talking about drafting like a top 3 to 7 running back, like, and he proves that he's that guy in training camp. I mean, goodbye to camp on it.
I mean, I would think, man, just, responsibly you bring a guy like Kareem Hunt to training camp. If he doesn't make it, he doesn't make it. But it's good. It's good morale for the team. All the guys love him. I think that's what you do.
People love Kareem Hunt, man.
Yeah, well, hey, man, listen.
Kareem Hunt's got a big fan base.
Absolutely, no question. Look at everybody on the chats in there saying this. Drew
I know. It's like the.
I'll tell you what. You seem like you're not a Kareem Hunt fan.
It's like the last scene of Revenge.
Tage, you're trying to kick him off the team.
It's like the last scene of Revenge of the Nerds right now, dude. They're like chanting his name and shit. Yeah, I get it.
Look. There's certain guys. Okay, Kareem Hunt's, I think, that guy, and everybody does love the story. They fell in love with him when he first got here. It was unfortunate everything that happened with him. He was able to come back.
Yeah, everyone's chasing that drug, that first feeling they had with that drug, but it ain't like that anymore, man.
Look, Tage, we won games with Kareem Hunt last year. When we needed to get the yards, we needed to get the wins, Kareem Hunt provided that for us. He provided that for us.
Yeah, I don't know why you're so hesitant. You're so hesitant to give Kareem Hunt any credit.
To carry last year, guys.
Dude, you're very hesitant to give Kareem Hunt any credit, Teja, but you want to give Pacheco credit?
He averaged 3.6 a carry last year. Let's not over romanticize it, though. You know what I mean?
So hold on, wait. Okay, stop. You're sitting there saying that he only averaged 3.6 was all his fault, and it wasn't. It wasn't his fault.
Oh, it was the $80 million interior line's fault then.
Absolutely. If we watched it, I'm gonna tell the truth. If you was on like the grading shows, you see how much the line graded up. I don't know how many times they got a B. Everything else was C and C minus and all of those every single week because they did come off the football. They didn't. So a lot of it wasn't on Kareem Hunt. It was that line that was up front, that 80 million line that you were talking about. Absolutely. I was very critical of them. Very critical. And the thing is, the film showed it. It showed that. So look, Kareem Hunt was out there getting yards when people weren't blocking for him. He had to. Sometimes
I think Kareem Hunt's good for a yard. I think he's good short yardage guy. I think he's a good goal line guy. He sniffs it out.
Good. We don't have anybody else could do that.
But he doesn't have when you get to this. But we need a guy when you get to the second level has got juice to make a 8-yard gain, a 20-yard gain, and he can't do that, man.
Hey man, look, we don't want him for that though. We want
Oh,
the
but we
hammer.
need that though. But we need
do.
that.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. I'm saying when you need a hammer, use a hammer. Kareem Hunt was a hammer. You need tools for every little thing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, you keep a guy like that around. Why not? You don't get rid of your hammer when you don't need to.
I agree. I just don't think he should be. I think people want him to be the guy still. I think we're past that time.
It's not what's that? Not the guy.
No,
We're not saying that at all.
I think if you poll the viewers, I think they want him to be the guy.
No, I think they realize his value here. That they realize his value that he showed last year to get us to the Super Bowl. And like Drew Brescia said, we don't get to the Super Bowl without a Kareem Hunt. We just
would have
don't.
been screwed without him last year. I'm not denying that.
Absolutely. Sure. Matter of fact, to the point, to our detriment, we didn't run the football with him when we should have.
I agree with that too.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And the 20-yard run burst you're talking about, Teja, that's a guy you can draft in this draft, and you can have him with Pacheco, who you can't trust. Kareem Hunt, you can trust because this guy was off the couch playing every game this season. Okay, with injuries and all that stuff, the guy was getting ice bath 2 times a day because he was so nicked up, but he was still playing.
All right, but let's.
But I feel like,
I'm not the biggest Pacheco fan. You're selling on Pacheco. Pacheco also helped us get Super Bowls.
He did.
Sure.
Okay.
And no one's saying he didn't, but this year he didn't look like that guy.
You can't trust him. He was our back in the Super Bowl.
He's been injured over the last 2 years, dude. I mean, what do you
I know, but he had 300 yards in the last year's 2 years ago's playoffs. Like that's big time. Like that's
Kareem Hunt was at 800. He had 800 coming in, and we didn't utilize him like we should have.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we can't trust Pacheco. That's all.
No, when I say can't trust, I can't trust him to be healthy, Teja. That's what I'm saying. I mean, are you arguing that?
Yeah, I am. He's had one injury, one major where he had to play the majority of games in one season.
Look, I don't think it's and this is where the conversation goes. I don't think it's really.
Yeah, he played 17 games, 14 games, and then last year was his biggest injury prone season. 17 and 14, I wouldn't say it's injury prone.
So you
last year was bad.
Okay, so you're sitting there saying that you want a guy that can do all those things and run and stuff like that. Why have a Pacheco when it's going to be redundant? And so if it comes up and Mitchell the same, that we're talking about 3 different bodies doing the same thing. Kareem Hunt is the only one I know can get that extra yard when you need it. He's the only one that's going to get you the 1 or 2 yards when he turns him legs and he turns his body, and he's made the offensive line last year look good.
Pacheco was pretty good at that. Last year, he just wasn't. He was terrible at that.
Who's that?
I don't know what the hell happened to him. Pacheco used to be good for positive yardage whenever he touched the ball. Just last year, he was terrible at it.
He lost weight. He came down. He went down to like 202. Remember?
Yeah, because the year before, man, that was Pacheco's thing. He'd always get you 1 at the very least. He was always a positive yardage guy. Just last year, it was a rough year.
I don't know. I ain't never seen Pacheco like that.
I mean, he averaged 4.6 and 4.9. It wasn't because he was busting 90-yard runs. I think it's like he wasn't really busting long runs at all.
So he was breaking tackles? So you're saying he's a tackle breaker? Is what you're saying about Pacheco? He breaks tackles.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's a deep. He's not a deep. What do you call it? A long ball guy. I mean, he's not like a home run hitter.
No, but I'll say he's mid range.
He was getting his 4.6, 4.9 the hard way, really, right?
Look, the line was doing a good job, blocking up there too. I'm talking about last year when I was sitting there and I'm grading the line. I don't think those guys looked that great up front. That last year they didn't. Same thing, Pacheco. Pacheco, when he came back, he still has some of that impatience. I think he wanted to come back. He wanted to do well. And the thing was, he reverted back to some of his old ways. I'm not downplaying Pacheco at all. I like Pacheco. I do agree that he's not your long ball hitter. I think he's kind of like your mid-range guy, right? All I'm saying is, and I'm
runs hard. He runs hard.
Yeah, he runs hard. We know all the churning and stuff, all that knee drive and stuff like that. Sometimes it goes nowhere. So see, he runs into the tackler. Sometimes,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Bottom line is, I think we're all saying the same thing here. We do we were fine bringing back Kareem Hunt, but we all want us to draft another running back as well to have that guy. I think we're all saying the same thing here. Teja just wants he's questionable on bringing back Kareem Hunt for as at least a camp buy to compete with Eli Mitchell.
No, I'm cool with Cam.
I think he comes to camp. I think he beats out Eli Mitchell here. I think Eli Mitchell's a great solid ad, but I just don't think it's the end of the running back room either here. So, I think you do bring back a Kareem Hunt and you do draft another guy. So,
knowing our luck, Eli would look great in camp and then get injured week 3.
Yeah, a preseason. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
But all right, pretty interesting conversation. We had pretty much everybody's in the chat's a Kareem Hunt fan. I think I maybe saw 2 people who agree with Teja, so not bad. Not bad.
I mean, everyone should want a guy who can run a 20-yard run. Okay.
No, I don't think anyone's saying Kareem Hunt's the only guy, and that's it. We don't need to draft a running back. I think everyone's on board drafting a running back. That's the thing. It's not just a Kareem Hunt.
And giving him burn though. Don't just draft the guy.
Yeah,
third and two. Absolutely. Yeah. 1,000%. Absolutely. Yeah. He should get burned. If I know he could come in and get you those 3 yards, and bet 3 yards is good to me, and we needed 3 just to get the first down, we need that guy. We need that guy to get into the end zone. We didn't have that guy last year. You know who got in the end zone when we needed him for the 1 or 2 yards? Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
We didn't have that guy. We didn't have it with Pacheco. That's why we had to abandon the run. We started throwing the ball on the 5 yard going in.
Yeah.
We doing shovel passes and everything.
and then even we talked about this every week on the show. They didn't use Kareem Hunt enough. I remember every week on the betting show, I was like, oh, he's going to have over 1.5 catches this week. Because at some point they're going to implement him in the passing game. They never really did. I think he had 1 week where he had more than 4 catches. It was odd. They never really used his versatility.
Yeah, man.
All right, so now we're going to get to a big hot topic. I know this one, everyone's on running back.
Good conversation, boys. I love it. Good talk, fellas. I love it.
Good.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.